Started, guys. Please let's give some people 1 or 2 more minutes. I received a couple of messages that they're about to join the webinar. Minutes, 1 more last minute, and then we will get started. Amazing. We also have people from India. Welcome from India. Great to have you guys in the webinar, and we are about to get started. I'm going to start the recording. All right. Let's get started, guys. I know that some people still are joining the webinar, but let's get started. For all of you who already logged in on time, welcome, and thank you very much for joining tonight's webinar. It's amazing to see from how many countries we have people here, how many people open to see home work, how to organize it. And the reason, first of all, we're doing this is because last time that we did this webinar, we had tremendous success. A lot of people were in the webinar, and a lot of people couldn't get in because we had only limited amount of people who could join. So this time we have way more. Our limit is way higher, so everyone is welcome. And I received tons of messages after last time's webinar, with questions and also not only how to organize the home party itself, but also the steps before it, meaning what is the best way to invite people to that home party, which is obviously a very, very important point. So tonight it's not only going to be the same information as last time. We're going to dig down a little bit deeper and see how you can start inviting, like the invitation process until you end the home party at your place. I've prepared some slides for you guys, and I just wanted to show you how the best way to do this is, because maybe some of you do, those who were on the webinar last time know it for sure, because I've been showing this slide last time as well. We are in a $200 billion industry, right? So it's a huge industry. In fact, our industry is bigger than Hollywood and the music industry together, which is huge. Okay, so a lot of people don't know this. So $200 billion in revenue in this industry per year. And about 70% of that revenue comes from the living rooms. What do I mean by living rooms? By living rooms, I mean home parties, home presentations, right? When people just start a business, start a network marketing company, they use the products, they're very excited about it, and they share it with their friends and family. And that is the most organic way of building the business the right way. So that's the reason we want to, obviously, we as Jeunesse, our numbers, our sales, our numbers of distributor signups are just crazy. We are, every month, every year, we are breaking records in various parts of this business. So for now, we also want to bring your attention a little bit more to customer building, because we know that building a team is amazing, it's huge, and that's definitely something we want to work on. But also at the same time, building customers with that team makes sure that your business is stable, right? So customers are people that join your business because of the products first, but a lot of the customers with the time, change into distributor status, meaning they would then want to start as distributors because they start to talk about the products, and they have one referral here, one referral there, and at some point you can tell them, hey, listen, you are talking about the products anyways. How about making some money with it? And this is one of the easiest ways to do that. And what I'm going to explain to you guys, it's not rocket science. It's nothing new. This industry has been out there for about 100 years. And since day one, this system has been working, and it's still working, and it will also work in the next 100 years, no matter what would we do, no matter how big the social media gets. It's amazing. This is the core of business. Okay. Now let me go through some very important. So, and you guys, if you don't have already, please have something to write some notes on. I'm going to show you guys some slides, but I'm also going to explain to you guys a couple of tips with which you can start to invite more people to these home parties. Now, here's the thing. Usually how it works is that people sign people up, and they go like, hey, welcome to the team. This is your package. Now go out and make it happen. Go out and sell the products, or go out and build a team. And mostly that's because of lack of knowledge, lack of leadership, and lack of training. And this is exactly why we do this. And we want to make sure that you and your team are, have all the needed information for this way of building the business. Now, the first thing you have to remember is if someone signs up as a new person, people never do things on their own. Like if they're new to this industry and they have no experience, if you tell them to, hey, go home and do this and do that, that's usually never going to happen, right? So you always have to lead by example, meaning I'm going to talk about new people, like people that you sign up, but I'm also going to talk about your existing team, because I know that a lot of you guys are amazing leaders on this webinar. You guys have probably amazing and huge teams all around the world. And this is why this is so important to you. So if you sign someone new up, or if you have an existing team, I recommend you guys for the invitation part to get together. You can call it the power hour, or you can call it home party preparation hour, or whatever you want to call it. You can call it something and promote that into your team. Now, in this power hour, it's actually not 1 hour. If you could do 1 hour, you can do 2 hours, 3 hours, once a week. You get together with your team, like physical. You get together. You get together in your living room, or is someone from your team's living room. And the only reason you do that is not to just drink coffee and talk about everything. The only reason is to get together and start to call, to invite to your home parties. Okay. So here's what you want to do. Let's say you have 5 people. You've invited 5 people to your home from your team to do this power hour. Let's call it power hour, where you sit down together and call. Why sitting down? Let me explain the psychology behind that. Now, sitting at home and calling people, it might be very exciting when you're just very new in the business, but with the time, it just, it's somehow you like to do something else. Maybe you want to watch a movie, or you want to, meet with other friends, and you go like, come on, I have 20 names. I really don't like to call them right now. Don't feel like calling them right now. So the motivation of invitation goes down. But if you together with your team, with a couple of excited people, okay, and you guys are in one room, and no matter how loud it gets, and if you start to do calls together, if you write the script down and start to do the calls together, it's going to be so amazing. It's so fun, and the energy goes, to the roof, because everyone is very excited. Everyone is, you are doing something together with your team, and it, pulls people, puts the energy to the top, and it makes sure that everyone is doing is giving the needed energy in people. What you do is down your this hour or these 2 hours where you're doing your power hour, you make sure that it's productive. I've said this at the beginning, so no coffee drinking. You can drink coffee, but no discussions about other stuff and stuff like that. The only reason you're there is to make calls. Obviously, to do calls, what do you need? You need a list of names, right? People that you want to call. Now, for this method, it doesn't matter if you have people on your list who you already have contacted before. Doesn't matter. You just put your list together, bring it to the power hour. You sit down with your uplines, with your sidelines, with your team, and you go through the list. Why? Because the way we invite people to these parties is a little bit different. You don't talk about like business. You don't talk about hey, this is a huge company, we're going to do huge things. You don't do that, right? Some of you might go like, what is he talking about? Because that's the usual way to do it, right? But you don't do that. So you just sit down together, very cool, high energy. And the first thing you guys do is everyone, let's say you are 5 people together, everyone pulls out their calendar. So that's the first thing you do. You pull out the calendars, and then you block. Let's say it's early of the month, right? Like right now, we're early April. If you meet your team together tomorrow, until the end of April, you put in, let's say, 3 or 2, at least 2 parties for yourself. Parties home parties that you're going to have at your home, and each and every one of those people sitting beside you is going to do the same. Obviously, you're trying not to do it at the same time so that you can support each other. Now, let's say it's you plus 5 people of your team, okay, and each of you plans 2 parties until the end of the month, okay. That is 12 home presentations in total for your team until the end of the month. I'm just showing you guys the power of duplication in this whole thing. So it's not just you. 12 parties means a lot of sales. I can guarantee you that. If you do it right, 12 parties could mean a new rank, could mean 50 new customers, okay? Could mean 10 new distributors. Who would like to have that, right? So that's the first thing you do. Each and every one puts like least 2 to 3 dates already in the calendar before you start inviting people, because you have to know where you invite them to, right? Which date, okay? And then the next thing is obviously to start to call people. Now, here's the thing. I know that especially for the news people that just joined Jeunesse and just joined this industry for the very first time, it's they get nervous, although they talk every day on the phone with their friends. But somehow, when it comes to inviting them to a home party or inviting them to a meeting, they get nervous. They start to say weird things, they start to act weird and they start to say weird things. So the number one rule in this whole process, and with that, I mean the invitation process as well as the party itself, is to stay cool, is to stay yourself, okay? Not to change the way you talk. Not to use someone else's words, not to change the way you behave on the phone or in person. So staying the way you are is the number one tip. Why? Who are you calling? You are calling people that you know you, them, right? Not calling people that you don't know. So if you call me, and let's say you are good friends with me, and let's say you call me every day for a lot of things, right? I know your energy level. I know how you talk. I know you, right? But if you call me all of the sudden with a different energy level, let's say a higher energy level, I would say, wow, that's amazing. So, something's new here, right? I want to know why your energy level is so high, because probably you're going to tell me something amazing, right? And also the other way around, if you call me and you change and you're I don't know, very scared and your energy is very low, I think exactly the opposite way. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you are yourself on the phone, but with the higher energy. Because what you are talking about here, when you are inviting people, it's just a party, but it's your business, right? It's something that you're very excited about, and it's something that you want to promote. So for that, you have to, have a very high energy. Okay. Now, all the 5 people start to dial together. Okay. Like that creates some momentum, that creates some energy in the room. They dial. So it's not like, hey, one of those people starts to dial and everyone else is looking at them, because that looks very weird and probably that's going to make him a little bit nervous. So you don't want to make people nervous. So you want to have everyone starting to dial at the same time. And you will notice one thing: as soon as people start to dial, you can feel the energy of the room go up very quick. I can guarantee you that. Okay. The room is going to be maybe loud, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because the energy is the most important thing. Now, your call to invite someone, let's go through the details of what you're telling people on the phone. Now, the way you invite people to a party is exactly as if you are inviting people to a party. Does it make sense? Like to a real party, let's say a birthday party or whatever. What I mean by that is, if you call someone and you invite that person to a birthday party, you're not going to go through details and say, listen, what are we going to eat? They're not going to ask, what is the dress code? They're not going to ask, hey, what music are you going to play? They just don't care, right? You just say, hey, it's my birthday, or it's my son's birthday, tomorrow night, 7 p.m., or next week, Thursday, 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Please come by for an hour, right? So that's as easy as that. That's exactly the same way you want to make sure you invite people. Now, obviously, you're not going to talk about a birthday party, but there are different ways to do that. You just have to see what makes sense for you, what feels good to you, okay, what fits your personality. For example, what you can say on the call is, hey, next Friday or this Friday, 7 p.m., I am going to get together with a couple of people, and I'm going to show you guys something really amazing. Do you have time to be there at my place? For example, right? Obviously, the question is going to be, hey, what is it about? You're going to say, for example, let's say you're going to have some Zen Fuse, or you're going to have Reserve for them to test. You're going to say, hey, it's going to be delicious. That I can tell you. And it's going to be fun, 45 minutes. Take your time, be there, right? Try not to give more information than this. Do not talk about like, hey, it's going to be, it's in a company I just started, and I make a lot of money with it, and there's this product, and there's that product, and stem cell technology, and do not do that on the phone. And I repeat, guys, please do not talk about these kind of things on the phone. So your only reason for calling these people is to invite them. So just invite them. And if you want to invite your cousin or your brother or your neighbor who you know very well, if you want to invite that person to your home, you don't need to explain a lot. You just say, hey, I just come to my home. You know, it's Friday, 7 p.m. I know you have nothing to do that time because you probably know the people. Please come to my home. If the person says, no, I don't have, then you can tell your second option. I have another option next Thursday, the Thursday after that, 7 p.m. How about that? Okay. And then you're probably going to have one of those days the person is going to have time. If not, you can have the third option. No problem at all, right? Now, still there are people that are going to ask you, hey, what is it about? What exactly? I want to know exactly what it's about. And what you can say is, especially if you are new in this business, you can say just, hey, you know what? I am very new here. There are some delicious stuff and there are some great skincare products, but I don't have enough information. I don't want to tell you the wrong things or the wrong information. So please be there. But I'm gonna make sure that someone is gonna be there to explain everything to you, right? So just you move the responsibility, the pressure of explanation to someone else. At that moment, you don't have anything else to discuss with that person on the phone. Does it make sense? So you don't explain everything yourself. Even if you are in Jeunesse for a long time, you just invite them, hey, please be there next Friday, 7 p.m. For 45 minutes. I'm gonna let you taste some delicious stuff, or I'm gonna let you try some amazing products. And if the person asks, hey, what is it exactly? You go like, hey, I don't want to give you too much information on the phone because I am new. It's no problem to tell people that you're new. It's not no problem at all. Even if you're not new, you can say you're new. Or you can say, you know what? I'm going to have an expert there who is going to explain everything to you. Who's going to be that expert? That could be your upline, that could be your downline, that could be your sideline. It doesn't matter, right? It just matters to get the people to that place. Now, you do that for an hour, for 2 hours with your team, and you're going to make sure, and I guarantee you, you're going to have tons of people invited to that, to the party. Now, very important thing to understand is this. If you want to have, like, let's say 5 guests in your party, you need to have 10 to 12 people that say, yes, I will come. Because usually 50% of them will not show up. So if you want to have 5 people in your room at your party, you need to have like 10 to 12 people who say, yes, I will come. If not, that's not going to work. So 50% of them are not going to show up. And don't get mad at them, because this is just how humans are. This is how we are, right? So maybe that something happens, maybe they forget or whatever. Doesn't matter. So you just make sure you hit your numbers. If you want to have 10 people in your room, you do the math. You need to have 20 people that say, yes, we're coming. Okay, so always count that 50% don't show up. It's not always the case. I mean, I've been in parties where, 10 people were invited and 12 people showed up, which is amazing. But this is not the norm. This is not something that happens all the time, right? Okay, let's dive into the party itself and see what we can do. All right, there are some points, some important things to make sure that your party is prepared, right? You have to prepare good music. And what do I mean by good music? I mean, every music is good, but for the party, you need something upbeat, something energetic, right? So, for example, classic music doesn't really make sense for a party. Why? Because you want to make sure that people that come in experience a high energy. That's what you want to have. So they get in, and you have the music on all the time, not too loud, but also so that you can hear it, just to feel the atmosphere. Does it make sense? So have good upbeat music on at all times, right? That's the rule number 1. Number 2, children and pets. you need to get rid of them for that 1 hour of your party. Why is that? If you have children, if you have pets, dogs, cats, uh, turtles, or whatever in your home, that is going to distract, right? I mean, I love children, I love pets, no question at all, but this is your business. You are investing 1 hour of your time in something for your future, and you need to make sure that you're productive in that 1 hour. And for that, you need to make sure that there are no children and no pets at home. Or if you're not, if there you don't have the option to, leave them somewhere, you can just have someone else take care of them in another room, or just go out for a walk with them, or whatever. Just make sure that there are no children and no pets. What's going to happen if you have your dog walking around in a party? The first thing is going to happen, someone is going to say, oh, I love this dog, I also have a dog, what's his name, oh, how old is he? And then before you know, 20 minutes of your 45 minutes, you're talking about dogs. And that's not the point, right? So you just need to make sure that your room is free and no children and no pets. Okay. Now, this is a very important thing. You are inviting people to your home party, to present the products and the business. Okay. Now, for that, you need to have products. Okay, so this is very important, guys, and we do not almost every month we have some promotions from the company, for regional promotions, worldwide promotions, and even promotions just for your country every month, where you can get access to products, whether for free or cheaper. And I always recommend people to use these products, which you get through the promotions, for the home parties, right? Doesn't matter if it's like Reserve, if you like Reserve, if you like, Zen Fuse, if you like Luminous line, doesn't matter. You need to make sure that you have your products on there to sample it, and don't be like greedy. Just give the products away, sample the products. Let them use, taste, and try the products, because that's the point that's going to make sure that you get people interested in the products. Because if you just show them the packages, that doesn't make sense. Then that gets no one excited. They have to taste it, they have to try it, and that's why you need to make sure you have products on site. Now, I'm going to go through the list quick, and then I'm going to go back and tell you guys exactly what to do from the first moment that the first person gets in. Upline. This is a very important point. If possible, you should have someone else, your upline, preferably, or if not your upline, your sideline, or even maybe your downline, doesn't matter, at your party. That's why you're sitting with your team in the power hour. You're putting the parties in balance so that they support each other. For example, if I do a home party, I will have my upline come to my party. Why is that? Because people that are sitting there, they know me for a very long time. So the trust bridge is there. But they don't know my upline, right? So they have a certain respect for that person because they don't know who that is, right? And you need to make sure that the upline also explains the products and answers some questions. So from your side, they're trusting the whole situation. From his side, they have a certain respect and listen to it, okay? Now, you need to have your upline there. Doesn't matter what rank. Like I said, even if the same rank, even if you don't have any upline, you can use someone else's like sidelines, downlines. Doesn't matter. Just to have someone else from your team, from Jeunesse, in that party to make sure that you support each other, okay? You learn by doing. Of course, you need to have laptop, or if you can connect it to your TV, laptop and TV on site and ready. Please make sure, test everything. If your laptop has enough juice, if your internet connection is working well. These are the very small things. But if you don't, prepare these things, at the end you will see that, hey, you're going to lose like 10-15 minutes only to get your laptop going. So make sure your laptop is already on, it's already connected, and whatever you want to show the people, make sure it's already ready. Like test it before, test the sound, test everything, and make sure everything is ready so that you don't lose time when people are sitting there and you are trying to create or prepare something on your laptop. Now, and this one is very important, if not the most important point. You need to set an alarm on 45 minutes. From the moment that the first person comes into your room, 45 minutes later, you need to be done. Like done with the presentation, done with sampling, done with everything, right? You need to make sure that your alarm is set. Why? Because if there is no alarm, you get into discussions, into product discussions, ingredients. Yes, what kind of protein is that in that shake? What is our antioxidants? And before you know, you're sitting there and talking 2 hours about something that is actually not productive. So you need to make sure your alarm goes off. And as soon as the alarm goes off, you need to break everything up and say, listen, guys, you can say whatever you want. You can say, hey, I have to leave now. That was it. Or you can say the next round is coming. That way they feel like, wow, this is very interesting. If you would like to leave, would be amazing. So, and don't be afraid to tell them that, because when you invite them on the phone, you're saying already 45 minutes on the phone. Hey, can I have 45 minutes of your time at my home, right? And then when they see you setting up an alarm and telling them, hey, time's up, we're done, they go like, wow, this person is serious, right? He or she is serious about what he or she is doing. So this is tip number 6. Now, product testimonies are very important, right? Now you need to make sure you need to understand if you have your upline or downline or whoever is going to support you, make sure that person has some product testimonies as well. Okay. Now it's amazing if you have your product testimony yourself. That's great. Obviously, you have to talk about it, but it's another thing if someone else who your guests don't know talks about his product testimony or her product testimony. That always gives more belief, that always gives more excitement about the product. So make sure there are product testimonies. If you're very new and you're doing this for the first time, just use other people's product testimonies. No problem at all. Like asking your team, ask upline, ask the people that brought you to the business for some product testimonies, and ask for some pictures. If it's, for example, if you're talking about the serum, ask some before and after pictures. If you're talking about Zen Fuse, Zen program, ask some before and after pictures, and ask for some amazing moving stories, and you can tell these product testimonies on your home party. So here are the points one more time. Music, make sure the music is running. Children and pets out of the room. Product samples, make sure whatever products you are explaining, you have them on site. Make sure you have someone with you who can support you and back you up in the party. Make sure your laptop, your TV, and everything is set up and is ready. And also make sure that you set your alarm on 45 minutes from the moment that the first person gets into the room. And also product testimonies can help you out close the business. Now let's go through what exactly do you do when the party starts, okay? So here's the thing. Like I said, music is running already. Your laptop and technical stuff, everything is already finished. And by the way, the best thing you could do here, you could do at these parties is if you're talking about, let's say, 3 products, we have amazing videos from Jeunesse about the products, right? In a lot of languages. If not, you can just use English. Remember, people always even if they don't understand every word of the video, they will forget. Even if they understand the language, they will forget 70% after that anyways. So what stays is, the visuals. That's important to show. If you have the product videos, and if not, you can just find them on YouTube. My recommendation is to not to go through details. Do not go through, this is how stem cell technology works, and this is where our Zen protein comes from, and this is how our resveratrol is, been made and stuff like. Don't do that, because if you go in details, then more and more questions will raise, and that's not the reason you're organizing the party. So you just organize the parties to tell people, hey, I've just started with these products. I'm very happy about it. I have great results, and I just want to show you if you want to try it or not. That's it. That's all. That's all that you guys sitting together. So I recommend just showing the videos, talking about your product experience when it comes to the products, right? For the business part, I'm going to tell you guys exactly what to do. Now, music is running. Laptop and TV is ready. Everything is your laptop has juice. The videos are ready already. You have it prepared before you start the party. Your alarm is set up on 45 minutes. Your products are ready. Everything is good. Now, as soon as people come in, the first thing you do is to give them some samples. And here's what I recommend. This is the best thing to do. If Zen Fuse, our shake, is available in your country, this is what you need to do. You need to prepare ice cold, delicious Zen shakes just in a cup, not these small cups. Please don't be greedy, like a real cup, and give each of them one in the hand, just as a welcome drink. So that as soon as they come in, they get the drink. If you don't have that, you can give them Reserve. If you don't have that, you can give them Monavi Active. Just give them something to try instead of wine or champagne. You give them products as soon as they come in. Okay, that way they already know. Okay, this is something new, something refreshing, and then the whole thing starts. Make sure you don't. On the table, make sure you have some products, but make sure your room doesn't look like a sales presentation room, right? So make sure you don't have products stacked up on each other with banners and then logo here and there. Don't do that. Everything needs to be normal. Everything needs to look normal. You yourself need also to look normal. This is what I last time told people. If your family and your friends know you as the person that runs around at home naked, then please open the door naked. You know what I mean? So don't change yourself. Make sure you are you, okay? And make sure your home looks exactly the same as always. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to have people walk in and go like, wow, this is a sales presentation, okay? Make sure it's just very cool and the atmosphere is great, but make sure you have samples ready. So people come in, they sit down, and then you start a little bit small talk. How are you doing? Keep it very, very short, 5-minute small talk. If someone is late, don't wait forever for that person. Just get started, right? Just get started. And then the first thing, like I said, I would recommend is talk about the product. I just wanted to, this is the product I've been using for a long time. You're testing it right now. Let me show you guys a video. I just wanted to recommend these products to you guys because it's amazing. So you show the video. After that, you tell your story. You let the person, the upline, tell his or her story. And then after that, the upline can give some more information about the product, some insights about the product, right? And then you just ask, hey, any questions? Yes or no, and then you can just then show them the prizes. You can show them the packages. If there is a promotion, for example, you can show them the promotion. Listen, hey, usually these products cost this much, and now we have a promotion. You can also tell them, hey, there are two ways you can buy the products now from me it's going to be more expensive, or I can sign you up as a customer and you can buy products as a preferred customer, which a lot of people do, right? So when you're done with product parts, here's what you do. And this is very important, guys. Make sure that people have the right expectation. Make sure if someone is sitting in the room and is not open to hear anything about a business opportunity, try not to force on them the business opportunity. So what you want to do is you want to ask around, hey guys, this was the product part, but there's also another business side of it, which me and whoever your upline is would like to explain to you guys. Let me ask you, who is open to get to hear more about this opportunity? It's an amazing opportunity to make some cash from home. Usually 90% of people are open at least to hear the information, right? But you will see that sometimes people say, I'm not open. In that case, you will ask them, okay, that's no problem. Thank you very much for your time. Then I would ask you to leave so that I can show these people the business presentation. Guys, it seems a little bit harsh if you do this, but believe me, this works. This is like magic. If you send people out of the room because they're not open for something, the other ones who are sitting, they will go like, wow, this person is serious, and I want to hear what he got to say, right? So make sure that you asking around after the product part, are you guys open for a business opportunity behind? Say yes, great. Says no, person leaves the room. Okay, so. And then you start the business presentation. And the business presentation, make sure you have some slides. We have our slides on jeunesse-global.com. Or in your back office. When you log in your back office, you can download some slides. Usually in your in your language, it should be available. You can use those slides. And please do yourself a favor. Do not go through all of the slides. Like, the less you talk, the further you get. Okay. Do not explain we are building 2 legs and you can go to 2 levels deep and 3% here on 5% there and 10% here. Do not do that. Not in the first meeting. Do it very easy. Like I said, remember, these people are there because they know you, because they trust you, and they're because you called them and said, hey, I want to show you guys some amazing products, right? So make sure you explain to them and make sure they understand what network marketing is and how this works. And basically what you're going to tell them is, hey, this is exactly how it works, because it's learning by doing, right? You are doing it at that very moment. You say, hey, this is a home party, and you can do exactly the same at your home. I can support you, and with that, you can make money, right? You let your upline explain a little bit about his or her business experience. You keep it very short, and then at the end, you just ask, hey, how does it feel in your gut? Do you feel well with it? If yes, let's start. Everything else will come with the time. It's learning by doing. You can't have all information at the beginning. That's going to be too much. Let's just get started with the products, and I will teach you step by step how to do it, right? And then from there, you move forward. By that time, your alarm clock should go off. And then you have to ask them, are you in or not? Or do you have a question, right? Then they say, when they're in, they will say, yes, I'm in, let me give it a try. Or they would say, no, it's nothing for me, but I would like to try the products. That's great. You can buy the products, or I can sign you up as a customer. Or they would say, I'm open, but I do have a question though. And then you let the upline answer that question very short. The whole intention is do not get in discussions with people. That's a very important part of the whole deal. Okay, and when the alarm goes off, you answer the questions. Those who do want to sign up, you sign them up. And those who don't want, they just don't want. You can't have everyone, right? Make sure that you end your party at 45 minutes. And here's why. Guys, this is a monkey see, monkey do business, which means everything you do, your team will duplicate, your team will do later, right? Meaning, everyone that is sitting in that room, maybe between those people, there is a diamond sitting, a future diamond. Maybe there's a future Ruby director sitting. Maybe there's a future Sapphire Elite sitting, right? And they watch you and they do exactly what you do. If you keep your presentation short, if you make sure they feel well, if you make sure the energy is high, and if you make sure that you have everything on site, everything in place, you give them the samples to try. If you do all of those things, it's not just good for your own party, but it's also good for duplication. So they are going to duplicate exactly what you did. Does it make sense? So you want to make sure that they see you doing the job. And when you go to their home to do exactly the same, then they know already because they've seen it once, because they were there themselves, okay? Now, for those who sign up as distributors, I would keep them in the room for like 20 more minutes and talk a little bit more with them about some more details, right? Then maybe the website and give them some more information. And the best thing is to invite them to your next power hour, which should be within 24 hours after sign up. So you invite them, the new people, to your next power hour. They come in a room where your team is working. They see everyone is high energy. Everyone is calling people, inviting to their home party, which he or she already knows what it is because that's where the person signed up. And then they come into process, and you can start to train them on everything else. Okay. All right, guys, this was it, actually. I hope that you guys made some notes, and I'm really thankful for you guys who joined us tonight, and I hope that this can help you guys build a sustainable business. It's not just about speed. It's not just about building a big business. It's also about building a sustainable, stable business, meaning something that lasts for a very long time. We want to make sure that your residual income keeps growing, but also is steady, it's stable, something that you can rely on, okay? With that being said, thank you guys very, very much. I hope you guys learned something. I hope it was helpful. And with that, I would like to end this webinar. Thank you guys very much. I'm going to read a couple of comments, and then we should be good. Thank you very much, guys. Bye-bye.